Hey, it's Dr. Dan, and this is going to be really, hopefully, the first video that everybody watches on this channel. Just learned some new things. I was looking at a channel, or heard about a channel on YouTube that conveyed a lot of, from now on, when something is good information, I'm just going to call it interesting. A lot of interesting information regarding dietary choices, how to eat, how to avoid long-term health problems by making different decisions than what the WHO would recommend. And I'm going to say from now on that everything that I say is going to agree with the WHO. And the ridiculous or regrettable thing is this is something that has to happen. I will talk about this fellow. His name is Dr. Berg. He was putting out bad information, so much bad information that he had helped over 9,000 patients who were willing to put testimonials up. This is a terrible guy, doing terrible things for these people, reversing their diabetes, getting them off medications. It was horrible. And as his reward, he was basically chopped and shadow banned. And I certainly don't want to be shadow banned. I'm very small right now. I do still want to help people, but it turns out I'm going to have to help them with the right information. And so what you'll see going forward is me using my favored mode of communication, which isn't really what I desire. It's called sarcasm, and so I will be using that, unfortunately, because the algorithm has a difficult time with that, and so human beings do not. And so that's this whole inversion thing that's going on. Right is wrong, wrong is right, good is bad, bad is good in healthcare. And so I just want to make sure that I stick to the right information so that I can still reach people. And by saying things in a certain way or presenting things that are recommended by the authorities who know better than I could ever know and any other doctor could ever know, we'll be able to avoid having any difficulties, and we will be allowed to continue to relay the message in the best way possible. And so that may cause some confusion at times. That may lead to questions. As always, we can be reached. I'll put our email address down below, as well as our website address. And all you have to do is follow those links, and you can find us and ask us good questions that you want to ask about the information that I'm presenting, just to make sure that it's clear. Because when up is down and down is up, I understand things can get confusing. And again, it's very interesting. This was the second channel in a week that I've heard that had problems. And it's because they were doing bad things. They were sharing information that was considered disinformation. And I of course, don't want to hurt anybody with disinformation. So when I present things, I will be certain to point it out, let it know that this is something that people are considering to be true, but it's actually disinformation. And so that will be your key to really pay attention and to understand what's really going on. And again, make sure that you're not being misled by other people or other resources which would provide you with this disinformation and lead to health issues. Because we all know that pharmaceutical support is necessary for health and proper living. We need to be careful to never question anything we're told. You should never question me either. That's a joke. You should never, but really should never question anybody who's given you prescriptions, never question anybody who's giving you information that comes directly from the World Health Organization. Never question anybody who provides you with information from the local public health departments, because obviously all of those institutions have your best interest in mind. And so if you're not paying attention to them, or you're hearing disinformation, that's a big problem, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen. And we will take any steps necessary to protect you from that disinformation. And I will very frequently, again, talk about that disinformation and use an example of what not to do. And of course, as adults, you can always go to your physician who's written you all those prescriptions that you're on. And even if you don't seem to be getting better, or you seem to be getting worse, you shouldn't question them. You should keep doing exactly as you're told. Okay? And so I now know that everything's probably clear as mud, and I apologize for that. But it's a necessary step to protect you from disinformation and allow us to continue to present the information that you need to use so that you can avoid disinformation. I hope that all makes sense. I'm even a little bit confused right now, but that's okay. Again, you can contact us directly below. We have an email address, and just to let you know, I will continue putting out information to the best of my ability, and the only way that's possible to make sure that you're getting the correct information and that you're not being presented with any disinformation, because my goal is to make sure that everybody has the information they need, the best information they need, to make the best decisions for their health. Thank you.